Hello, Obiajilu Ugbo. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I'm taking it one day at a time. Selling my market.
The hair is lovely. It's popping.
Thank you. One of my latest collections.
Nice.
So I spent the whole day doing a product shoot. I got the professional health stylist home to do it, so we could snap and upload some of the pictures to the website for those people that want to buy. And some persons have been calling me saying that they are not able to reach my page, my business page. I say, you don't even need business page. You know me now, BC Ubo. Just send me a message. I attend to you from all the corners, you know. You don't have to send my money to somebody else.
So did this hair come braided like this, or you braided it yourself?
And we braided ourselves.
Oh, nice. So you can you can do it anywhere. Oh, nice. Any
style you want.
Really cute. Well done.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Tokwe? You look very corporate today.
Oh yeah, very unusual. I rarely do jackets. Hooked me up with this really nice jacket, and that's of Nigeria, and a pantsuit. I rarely do this. But I have a YouTube interview, and I felt like, okay, let me just look the part of business person. My business is not the business that you have to like dress formal, because I cannot wear this to sides, so I really don't bother with it.
Yeah, boss babe, as they say.
Yeah, you know. Well, we still have our promo running. We're still giving 300 square meter free if you buy 2 plots of land. So check out my social media page to get details about our current promo.
I like the hair. You too. Oh, you're really popping today. How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine, thank you. Today is my stepdaughter's birthday.
Oh, nice.
You know, I was just reminiscing with my husband, and when I first met her, she was like, I'm 14 years old, and it's been many years since then, and like, wow, I'm old. So yes, happy birthday, Ambavi, wishing you all the very best this year, and, you know, many more years to come. Love you.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, stepmommy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You know, I love this part, because you see, many people, we need to start normalizing conversations about having stepchildren, having surrogacy, having, you know, making unconventional decisions to do certain things, so that people find it. Well, I was doing the makeup on that. Some people find love in different ways. You find love with an old person, you find love with a young person, you find love with different kinds, and all love is acceptable. So we need to start making people comfortable to fall in love with whomever they choose to fall in love with. And we also need to make them comfortable deciding to have surrogacy or having birth in different unconventional methods, because that way you help other people to achieve their dreams in life instead of us judging them by their decisions. So I'm really happy that you guys are doing, you know, you're getting along well. Cool.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing well. Yesterday I was at a party. I had 2 parties back to back on the island. It was Chief Shadi Okoya's birthday yesterday, 46, and then it was a friend of mine, Banke. She was getting married yesterday, and congratulations to her. Although she's actually somebody that I met recently, but we and her, we have a good relationship.
You connected.
So I'm happy for her. Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the fun pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, let's start with The Nation. High-level talks begin over Senate President and Speaker. JAMB reschedules UTME for candidates. Sudan, 40 buses move 2,400 Nigerian students to Cairo. Ex-Daily Times MD Peter Inaro dies in UK at the age of 88. NDDC to link oil-producing states with $15 billion rail project. Minister, Nigeria expects 10,000 malaria vaccine doses next year. Police deploy CPs in Ogun, Ondo, 9 others in FCT.
Okay, let me start with the $15 billion railway project that would link 9 oil-producing states in the country, and they say this is in the offing. This was revealed by the partner with NDDC. NDDC had signed an MOU with a United States-based Atlanta Global Resources, and the director revealed it at the summit that was held yesterday. It's called the NDDC Public-Private Partnership Summit, and he says that to this summit, the theme, which is called Rewind to Rebirth, is organized by NDDC to harness ideas on the ways of funding infrastructure in the oil-producing states of Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers. He says, as the director for Atlanta Global says, you know, this is in the offing, but full details about this rail project will be made available soon. And the NDDC also used the opportunity to talk about their challenges and some of the things that they have achieved so far. They also revealed that the 2,000 communities in 5 local government areas in Ondo State will begin to enjoy electricity supply from a power plant to be inaugurated in a few weeks. So it looks like NDDC, you know, NDDC gets a bad rap for getting so much money and we don't know where the money is going. So this looks like a huge project, and it's not the sort of project you can hide. So our eyes will be able to monitor to see the railway project linking these 9 states. So
let me take the major headlines. So many of you know that the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is back in the country. His residence in Asokoro has been a beehive of activities. All leaders are being there. Some of the leaders that were at his place yesterday was the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Governor Biodun Oyebanji of Ekiti State. So many other leaders were all there. Particularly, though, were some of the front runners for the Senate presidency. Senator Godswill Akpabio and Senator Barao Jibrin were also there. People expect that they were there lobbying to become the speaker. Other frontrunners for this same race are Senator Oji Sokalu, Senator Osita Izuna, and amongst many others. The chairman also of the APC, the chairman Abdullahi Adamu, also, who was on a 3-week vacation, he also arrived. So everything, so now time for lobbying has really started, because everybody, all the key leaders of the NBC, of the National Working Committee of APC are back in the country, and everybody is now lobbying to see who gets what, and they agree on zoning, as discussed with the president-elect, where they would discuss and agree on where to zone especially the principal roles for the National Assembly. These are interesting times because lobbying has started. I hear that people are even sleeping in the parking lots. People are waiting because everybody is now there. The man knew that the moment they enter Nigeria like this, work has started. So I also count down towards May 29th.
Okay, so the Police Service Commission, PSC, has approved the deployment of 12 commissioners of police. They are Mohammed Hussaini Gomel, Kano State, Haruna Garba, FCT, Tajuddin Abbas, Delta State, Oladimeji Olarewaju, Ogun State, Taiwo Jesubi, Ondo State, and Julius Okoro, Benue State. They also have others, Romo Kere Ibiani, Bayelsa State, Muhammadu Bunu, Yobe State, Garba Yusuf, Kaduna State, Garba Ahmed, Zamfara State, Hayatu Ali, Sokoto State, and Aliyu Musa, Katsina State. So a statement was released yesterday by the PSC, Head of Press and Public Relations, Ike Chukwuani, and it says, Chairman of the Commission, Dr. Solomon Arase, is calling for greater dedication to the national duty from the new commissioners. The posts will be coming with a lot of commitment and innovativeness, and demands that they give total loyalty to the nation. It also says that this is a national transition period. The new commissioners must brace up for challenges in the course of their duties. They should quickly settle down to duty and tackle the security challenges in their states of posting. Also saying that the commission will always be there to support them. So congratulations to all of those commissioners. Yeah.
Moving on now. We have a story?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Governor Seyi Makinde yesterday was swearing in the Chief Justice of Oyo State, a new Chief Judge of the state, a female judge, Justice Yabosh Yerima, and he was asked questions concerning the fact that there's been delay in appointing the new Alaafin and Shon of Ogumosho. And he said the reason for the delay is because they want to follow the due process to ensure they get it right. He said that they've had a case where a monarch was sworn in 22 years after they went to court and they were able to get him out. And he said this wouldn't happen under his watch. So he's doing everything possible to ensure that every due process is covered. So even if anyone in the family, anybody wants to go to court, there'll be no basis for the monarch to be removed from the position, and people should just wait. Once the due process is followed, generally everything will work out more efficiently.
Okay, moving on to the Punch. Sudan conflict. Evacuation begins today as federal government releases 150 million naira, hires 40 buses. Ex-presidential candidate asks court to stop the May 29th inauguration. Assault. Police to prosecute spare parts dealer. Commissioner fires DPO, that's the Commissioner of Police. FG cuts power firms from national grid. Buhari, president-elect governors mourn renowned journalist in Nahoro. FG, U.S. firm sign MOU on the $15 million real project. And National Assembly leadership, Tinubu National Working Committee meet contestants. Okay, which story starts with?
Let me take the CP stories. We took the story yesterday as our hot topic about the lady who had reported an assault on her, and then we saw her recanting her original accusation, and then we saw another video showing that she was harassed by the police to do so. So the Lagos State Commissioner of Police on Tuesday, they said after full investigation of all that's happened, they found that Bebex, that's the person who allegedly assaulted her, has a case to answer, and therefore he should be sent to court. And then he also said that the police officers that were involved in her finally, recanting her original accusation have been asked to face disciplinary action for their unprofessional conduct. And the DPO of that station, that's Mushin, he's been relieved of his post, is what they say, of that posting with immediate effect.
That's good to know. Okay, so yet another former presidential aspirant has claimed that he won the presidential election that was just passed. So he's part of the Hope Democratic Party of 2019. His name is Mr. Ambrose Uwuru. He's asking the court to stop Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's inauguration because he actually won the presidency. He said that he ought to be the president in office now instead of the president. According to him, he wants the court to make an order placing on notice that any form of inauguration organized by Buhari on May 29th remains and is viewed as an interim placeholder administration arranged pending the hearing and determination of the substantive appeal on the constitutional interpretation thereof. So he is saying that he took Buhari to court when Buhari was running for office, and that because the case is yet to be decided on, Buhari does not have the legal standing to institute another administration. So he is the rightful president.
Is this case still in court?
That's what he's saying.
So he's praying the court to stop that. Right.
Yeah,
gets more interesting.
Major headline.
We'll have rights.
So the Sudan conflict, this is follow-up from the conversation we had with Mrs. Abikadabiri yesterday. She was given a report that they have already paid 150 million naira to an undisclosed transport company to provide 40 buses to move about 5,500, including students that are Nigerians, from Sudan into Cairo. They mentioned that the city has over 5 million people. Over 500 people have been have lost their lives, and of course many have been displaced. They also mentioned how people are running out of food and water within the country. But thankfully, the embassy had officially written to all the parents to let them know that they'll be evacuated from Sudan today. That's the information, that the buses will be available to move them out today. They also said that they are appreciating the Labour Party presidential candidate was appreciating Onyema, which was the head of the owner of Air Peace, who volunteered to lift people out through Ethiopia, or but they haven't needed his services yet. However, one thing is good. What good news is that all the parents are aware of the process of evacuating their students from Sudan, and money has already been disbursed. Because yesterday on the show, she was like she didn't know anything about the money part, but now she's giving more information that she's aware that money has been disbursed to the transport company to ensure that Nigerians can safely move away from Sudan.
At least we know Yama is on standby to help. So we need all the help we can get. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Gentlemen, for dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I didn't read you.
Are you sure?
Ha. I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
What's your age?
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born in 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kíní kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
Come a little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11. Thanks for staying with us. We have a story in Punch.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The federal government yesterday declared that it had commenced the disconnection of some power firms from the national grid as a result of their non-adherence to electricity market rules. He didn't go ahead to name the affected power plants, but he explained that the Nigerian electricity supply industry was governed by rules. which were absolutely necessary for the viability and sustainability of the sector. He said these rules were sacrosanct and must be complied with by all existing or new players in the sector. When I had to mention the players, he said it included the electricity generation, transmission, and distribution companies, and all of them must interact effectively to create harmony for growth and efficiency and profitability of the sector. The rules must be obeyed and upheld according to the government. So he said there's this market indiscipline that is bedeviling all of the sector, and that is, causing a lot of issues in the scalability of the market. And so there are rules that must be obeyed or sanctions will be given, and they have gone ahead to say, I think one of the sanctions is partial or complete disconnection of defaulters from their point of connection to the grid. They will give they'll give you a notice of suspension and give you time frame to come and respond. If you do not do that, then they can go ahead with the suspension and all the sanction that they desire.
Daily Sun, quickly, lobbyists besieged Tinubu's house. We're having challenges evacuating stranded Nigerians in Sudan. Justice in Nigeria, slow, costly, says report. FG Atlanta Global Resources signed MOU to construct rail in 9 oil producing states. UTMA begins candidates. Parents complain of system malfunction and technical glitches. PSC approves new CPs for Kano, FCT, Delta, Kaduna, Ogun, and others. Headsmen kill LP chairman in Benue. Police rescue 2 kidnapped victims in Delta. And ex-minister Fani Kayode backs Kalu for Senate President Musa as deputy. Okay, which story starts with
I'll take the sad story of the Labour Party chairperson for Eduku local council ward in Upper local government area, Mr. Nathaniel Ochoche. If you remember, I took a story yesterday about 4 mourners in Benue State that were ambushed and killed by headsmen, and unfortunately, he was one of those of the 4 people. The publicity secretary of the party has confirmed that he was murdered on Friday, and he said his death comes as a rude shock. They said he was a consummate party man who worked assiduously hard for the growth of his community, constituency, and country, both in words and works. And, the party is also asking that, the federal government, the state government, and all other stakeholders should rise up to the occasion of protecting lives and properties of people that, they've just had enough of this militia just coming in and taking lives and destroying properties and getting away with it.
He's so rest in peace.
Yeah.
So, still talking about the Senate presidency, the former Minister of Aviation and the chieftain of the APC, Mr. Femi Fani Kayode, has thrown his weight behind the current chief whip of the Senate, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, as the Senate presidency. He was saying that he believes the Nigerian Senate will benefit from their hands as him and Senator Sani Musa as his deputy. Interestingly, he said that their loyalty to their party is unquestionable, and under their leadership, he says the opposition parties will have sleepless nights. I'm not sure if that's what he wants. And Senator, that they are strong, bold, and reliable. And so he's throwing his weight, saying that he wishes them well in the race, because according to him, they have a lot of supporters who also want them to want him, especially Orji Uzor Kalu, to be Senate President, concerning the balancing of regional and religious equity across. So many people have also said that just because of that, they should have these 2 people to be Senate President and Deputy. We'll see how that goes, because everybody has gone to Asokoro now to lobby.
Yeah, so the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, conducted by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, for admission seekers into the universities, kicked off yesterday nationwide. But there were different experiences across the centers. Some centers were okay, other centers had glitches. So the situation in Abuja showed that the exam was delayed by an hour. But when they asked the question if it was a technical glitch that caused the delay, they said no, they were waiting to receive a go-ahead from JAMB so that they can do the examinations, while they, waiting for other centers as well to be ready. And in Lagos, they said there was also no glitch, especially people who wrote in Lasu, in Ojo, said they had no issues. The exam started at the time it was supposed to start. But there were some other states. There was a situation in Oyo State. Some of them came in really early. and they said, okay, for Oyo State, they had their examinations. They started the exams at 6:30. But in Rivers State, they had issues. The exam, they were told to come for 6:30. By the time they got there, some parents were saying they had to, because they moved them to a village, so they had to even sleep, get a hotel in the town, and then they got there, the exams were not held. It was cancelled. The one for 8:30 was cancelled. The one for 11 was cancelled. But JAM is now saying that anybody who was not able to write the examinations will be given an opportunity to. So parents should not fret. Their children will get to write, especially if it happened because of the technical glitch here.
I have a very important story. Hague Institute of Innovation of Law, HIL, has decried the costly and slow nature of our justice system, saying that about 81% of Nigerians' population are currently having prevailing legal and justice-related challenges. They mentioned the fact that many, about 81% of adults are experiencing challenges within the legal system or even getting justice sorted out within Nigeria. They also mentioned most of these cases are about land and domestic issues, and only 55% of this case of cases that get to court get resolved, and 85% are partially resolved, and barely 35% of cases that get resolved in court are completely resolved. Another major issue that was raised during the conversation is the fact that the justice system is choked, and we need to decentralize it. That a lot of villages, rural communities, unresolved, because the issues are not resolved, leads to intercommunal clash. But if they create, so the advice is Nnamdi Obiora of the Faculty of Imo State University of Owerri called for de-emphasizing the Nigerian justice delivery system and creating local justice system, like a rural community justice system, Nigeria Legal Aid Council, so that people can get justice without having to go all the way to the magistrate's court.
That's what we are calling for. We have to really
so that issues are resolved quickly locally, and they won't resolve. We will also probably reduce cases of jungle justice when you know that there's a local community council that can help you resolve the issue.
Our last paper, Vanguard polls obese case threatened by LP's factions fighting dirty. It's funny story of not taking dual citizenship doesn't disqualify anyone born in Nigeria from contesting elections. Alleged 2.4 million naira fraud, AFCC docks Ondo Speaker, 2 others. Economic cost of malaria in Nigeria may hit 2 trillion naira in 2030, says federal government. UTME candidates' parents decry system malfunction, technical glitches. We are under bandit siege. Taraba communities raise alarm. How Nigeria can use Japa syndrome for economic development, says World Bank. Somebody took that story.
I did.
Oh, you didn't see it? Okay.
All
right, let's...
Okay, let me take the Taraba story. So in Jalingo, the Kutep communities of Takum and other communities in Taraba South, which comprise of 2 local government areas. We have a spokesperson, that's the president of Kutep of Nigeria, KYN, Emmanuel Okwen. He says that he's particularly worried about what he calls maybe an exclusion of the people in those communities from the coming national census exercise that will be taking place very soon. And the reason why he thinks that they may be excluded is because that they've been constantly attacked by marauders and bandits and whatever. And he says that as he speaks, about over a dozen people, dozens of innocent lives have been killed by bandits in Talcum area and other communities. He says thousands of people have been displaced from their homes. And he says the state government has not even visited these people to sympathize with them. No IDP camps have been provided, no relief materials to cushion their hardship. And that, since this has happened, because these communities are largely farming communities, he says a lot of them are going to down tools, it will affect farming in these areas. And also he says for over a year now, many kids haven't been to school because of, these constant attacks. And now there's going to be a census coming up, and they feel that, they will be, they will not be counted because of insecurity. So it's just calling on the governor. Says he has a few months left, or a month left. He should try and do all that he can in this 1 month to bring about protection for his people.
Okay, so for those people who are still trying to find a way to discredit the president-elect, remember they were saying that he has dual citizenship. So the former Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice, that's Michael Awundwaka, has said specifically that dual citizenship does not disqualify anyone who is a Nigerian by birth from contesting elections. According to them, the only time it stops you is when it's through naturalization or registration. He said that the president-elect was born in Nigeria, therefore, that's even if he has a dual citizenship. Although we've learned yesterday from Yara, that the gentleman that was in the helicopter, that specifically saying that it was given to him as a special duty, not because he was naturalized in any way. But he has said very clearly that dual citizenship doesn't stop you from running for office. So, nice try.
Let me take the Japash story. So the World Bank Senior Managing Director, Axel van Trostenberg, has said that migration can be a very powerful tool for prosperity and development, and it needs to be managed properly. He mentioned a few strategies that can help Nigeria benefit. He said Nigeria should take ownership of matching. The origin country should actively be involved in the migration process. They should make it easy for people to migrate and create a platform that reduces the cost of repatriating funds into the origin country. They said they should also facilitate a knowledge transfer so that even though there might seem like there won't be active brain drain, if people that go are adding value via knowledge transfer to those in the country. He said they should also work with destination countries where they are going into so as to increase the profile of the relationship. And I realized that when I went to Qatar that some countries in Qatar, the countries manage their talents that are residing in Qatar and ensure they get better pay. And so the money goes into the country as opposed to just being staying within Qatar. And Nigeria can do more to benefit from the fact that we are...
Did you mention my idea of bringing them back, attracting them back?
Yeah, that's the lack of knowledge transfer.
How they
settle there?
I can always keep teaching.
No, we want you to come back. We want
Why
you
are you rushing
an enabling environment for them to want to come back.
Let them
not
take
just
their
sharing
time.
knowledge. You are coming home to actually give
Sharing
knowledge
is good too.
Not rushing now.
Give them time to be physically
There are
back.
people who are in their 60s
who want to come back.
Technology is
come back
fine.
then.
Share knowledge is more
We that
important.
were
You don't have to be
staying here,
physically back.
the government has not done anything. We are still staying. We are patriots.
No, you're
saying they should do something special to attract them. We were there here. They don't attract us.
Let's go on a break. It's not our hot topic today. We come back. We're bringing our sponsored segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger,
Take it.
today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. I go make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
Not just want to work with.
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Laifa had a very, very interesting
You wouldn't want to work with who?
Not
There's no
disrespect.
judgment.
No, and I
Oh, they'll
respect,
judge you
I
definitely,
respect
but we
this
won't judge
certain
you.
type of people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
Resentment from
on
home.
you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. Man, just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it, no, but if I find out,
When they're nice divorcees.
I would just
What
be.
if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll just drop my resignation letter. No matter the amount you're paying me.
So it's more passive aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
See this one.
Because you cannot be passing me in the morning, afternoon. I can say, oh, yeah, I'm working. Oh, yeah, take 100 naira.
If
Take
your
10K.
employer, not your sugar
Take
daddy,
15K. You don't have to be my sugar daddy or sugar mommy. See, the way you treat others is the way they will treat you outside. And if you cannot treat your workers well, they are not a good boss. If you cannot be dashing me small thing or giving me donuts when I'm working, you are not a good boss.
Ladies and gentlemen, a producer, ambassador of Edo people, we have Etinosa Idemudia in the building.
Don't be first to go police station, they win the case.
Okay.
So you are showing
No,
yourself.
I go see as my second
You are
question.
feeling like a contact the prancing peacock. I'm about to cut your wings. Hello. Now, in the amalgamation of 1914, who was the woman who drew the line of the amalgamation? Who cut the report? Who is the person that used scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
You have done me dirty. I've marked your face. If anything happened to me today,
I don't
if I don't reach my house. Anyway, I'm gonna be chauffeured, so.
You remember now, Abby? Yeah, but you never too thin. Now you remember.
Hey.
If a person who indulges habitually in watching a sexual material is called a voyeur.
That's what they're called.
Thanks for staying with us. So we are going to continue our conversation yesterday, which we started a topic on sexual harassment, assault, intimidation, and oppression by of women actually in our society. This topic was because of the nursing mother who accused an influential man in her neighborhood of sexual harassment. It didn't stop there. She alleged that she was physically abused and assaulted helplessly. She was even asked or summoned by the police in the station to recant her story and say that she wasn't harassed. And there were videos of her being intimidated by the police. Since then, we have an update where the Commissioner of Police actually sacked the DPO, which is great news. We're also happy that the police officers who were involved have all been detained. And more importantly, the perpetrator himself has also been detained. This is good news, and it's important that when things like this happen, we highlight it and show, because Nigerians must begin to understand that it's not okay to sexually harass young girls or anybody at all. But we'll be speaking with the Commissioner of Police very soon, or the spokesperson of the police force, Benjamin Hundeyin, very soon, just to get additional update. But in the meantime, we'd like to hear your thoughts on this new update. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Ladies, we're talking about this because we raised the issue, people are talking about it, and then the police has responded. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, I'm sure you people have done justice.
Well, it was a short time anyway.
Yeah,
so it was a
done
short
justice to the topic. But I like the fact that the people have been arrested. The culprits have been arrested. Somebody has been sacked on, account of what has happened. And
because I'm in the corrector, it wasn't sacked. It was dismissed.
Yes. Okay.
So what? Because they can't sack. They can't sack. It's just
what's the difference between dismiss and sack?
And you're out of office, so they can't sack you
immediately. Okay.
Yeah, you cannot.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that's the question I'll be asking the PPRO, what it means when they say he has been relieved of his posting.
Yes.
So
it might be deployed elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's the correction. I wasn't sacked, but
they need to explain to us exactly, because we want to see this people involved punished as a way to deter other people from doing this. We also need to start speaking up about the rights of every woman or man to her body and how he or she wants to use it. We're in a society where if for a woman, if you're not married, you're seen as, I can do anything and get away with it.
This one was nursing mother. This girl was nursing mother.
So wait now, it starts from that level of, is she married?
Yes.
She's a single mother.
She's married. She's married.
She's married.
Yes.
Imagine, that's even more disrespectful, because you feel you're influential, you have the money, or maybe you think she's not doing okay. So right now, we need to emphasize that a woman or a man owns her body and has a right to say, I want this or I don't want this. And no is a full sentence. So but we must set example with these people who we have caught. At least when you start prosecuting for things like this, there will always be scapegoats, people who you will catch first, that will serve as lessons to others. And we must follow through. I don't want anybody to fall under the call of, okay, now he's influential. Can we step down? We have dismissed, we have made noise on social media. The lady also needs to push the case. If she needs to go to court,
I think the state are taking over for her.
Yeah.
Yes. So you must monitor to make sure that this person suffers for this.
So the sad part of the story was the police involvement. She did the right thing from when it happened to her to reporting and even making a video, to bring people's attention to it. We were just really upset, really sad and disappointed how the police handled it. But we are also now encouraged by today's report that the police seem to have, there's a way they say it in Hausa, like, you've taken yourself back by doing that investigation and insisting that the criminal in this case is going to face charges and go to court. We're talking about how we were afraid that people will watch her video and never want to go to the police again. Yes. We're afraid that many young people, you're going to discourage so many victims. But now that the police has said this is what they have done, it gives us hope again. We're sure now that, okay, the police, when they talk about bad eggs, we can see that you have sifted the bad eggs from the good eggs. And I hope that she gets justice and he is made an example of for just many generations to come. Because when we don't make that exception, when we do not punish, we just allow for things like this to continue.
Exactly. Okay, let me come to you. What if there was no video? In a situation like this where it's her word against his. We see that. I mean, I know Nigeria as a country, we're not there yet where somebody's testimony should suffice. It's just about, now she had a video. That's what is helping this case. Yeah. If there wasn't a video, lots of girls every day, they get harassed. I know somebody who did plastic surgery on her butt. And because her butt became bigger than usual, some people just thought it was good to touch. Wow. And she didn't find it funny because, so her butt is bigger, yes, it was her decision, it was her body. And they started touching her. She went out to the mall, or I think I was in mall or market, wherever she went to. And they were hitting her body. Wow. And she was thinking, okay, yes, I paid for it, and I proudly paid for it. It's mine, but you don't have the right to touch it. But you're just lamenting. but she doesn't have a video as evidence. So that kind of situation, how do we move forward?
No, but I think that we all know that the video have these are mobile phones have helped to strengthen justice system around the world. Many of the cases we see when Black Lives Matter is because there was a video to record the police brutality, and it's helped. Even the one-on-one with human beings, the police, having a phone has helped. Obviously, you cannot say a word against, your word cannot hold water against a policeman or against a powerful person. In Nigeria, the powerful people are able to escape when you don't have any tangible evidence. So the video is incontroversial, and I'm happy that we now have this tool that everybody has access to be able to prove their case better. I'm also happy that somebody recorded what happened in the police station. I really think that we also should applaud that person, and I hope that person doesn't get punished for doing that video, because that was what actually made this a case. Because when the girl did the first video, people supported her, and then she came outside and people felt like, oh, this girl is lying. This is how they just come outside and whip up sentiments, and people were bashing her until somebody released the video of what happened in between. And that video made us see that this is the real story. The person, this is what happened in the police station. And there are cases like that. I've had someone said, I went to police with one case and then I left with another case. The case was turned against me. So maybe we should, to strengthen the institution of the police, we should have video recordings in the police station. Abroad, it's not perfect yet. They had to create something called body cam, because that way you can, the body cam can tell your own part of the story. So let us have, interrogation rooms should have cameras. In other countries, they do. Let the police station have cameras attached to a solar-powered cameras, so that at any point in time, nobody can say we jacked the police officer, or police officer harassed me into doing something. The police can also be defending themselves that way. And it will also checkmate internal corruption within the system when such structures...
They do have body cams, but obviously it's not, because I know that...
it's not prominent.
It's not across the country, because I know that... one of our correspondents, Ivy Kanu, was telling me at some point that where she did witness that the police did have some body cams sometimes, but it's not everywhere across that. I'm not even sure if it was even Lagos State that provided, I'm not sure. But the point is, this is something we have in a society, and I'm really, really excited that the police took this up. We didn't see it as a case that was trivial, because many times they will feel like, oh, actually they've apologized to each other, just forgive him now. That's the usual thing we see, and I'm so happy that this girl is getting justice. But now, what happens after? So fine, the police has been redeployed or moved away. Who is following him? Who is ensuring that wherever he goes, he doesn't do the same thing? Those who are going under, the police officers involved, who are also being interrogated. How do we ensure they don't do this again? And then this young girl, how does she move on from this? Who's going to care for her, the post-traumatic self of this experience that this has caused her? Because now everybody knows how on social media, people will say, oh, you're the girl that they, that's another issue where people don't try to come forward.
Yeah, but that's one. I think it shouldn't matter to her, right? We know that the way the society is, we are very good at shaming and blaming people. Some people will still bash her for going on with the case, for allowing somebody to be moved away. They will still have some consequences to her. But she should be of brave heart. She has done it. She has tried to defend herself, and this is all that there is. Anybody who brings any form of energy that she does not want, she should just do away with the person. She should also not focus on what she's going to be receiving from social media. If it's possible, she should just stay clean for a while till all of this is sorted, and people will forget. There's always this next big news that will come, and we move on to another thing. Why I don't like the dismissal, or I would like them to explain, or removal is, that's not strong enough a deterrence, if you ask me. We should be hearing something like suspension without pay for a few months. If this person is so high in ranking, this is the first time they are doing something like this, is not expected, but then they fall, they will say, I'm a human being and I fell, we should apply mercy. But there should be a form of, when you remember that you did not earn salary for 6 months for this conduct, other people will be more afraid, even you, wherever they send you to afterwards, will be afraid of doing the same thing, because you have lived with the dire consequences, no matter how it is. But to move you from, and you continue work as usual, just in a different place, doesn't do it for me.
We'll ask Benjamin Hudain what exactly dismissal means, so he will define that to us. Yes.
Yeah, so for me, I was going to say that for many of the victims of sexual assault or sexual abuse, one of the things I've heard them say many times is, we are not really asking for much. We just want the perpetrator to acknowledge that they have done it and just, ask for forgiveness or apologize for what they did. And so for me, I feel the way that the police is handling it so far would give her that confidence to, walk around. The thing that's happened with victims is the victim shaming. You are shamed because you are not believed, because they think you cooked up the story. But the way it's panning out so far, she would be seen as even an example of what you can get if justice is carried out properly. So I don't think in her own case, but I don't know for her, I don't think in her own case that would be a problem. What I foresee to be a problem is the perpetrator himself. He is described to be quite influential in that community, and I'm hoping that he doesn't have people who feel that they need to do something to her to make a point to her. And if the police, and I hope that the police is aware of that, and what sort of protection can she get? So that's what
I was going to mention that because he's a spare parts dealer who's very influential. He might be part of an association with the people who people love and respect him, revere him, and then his colleagues are thinking, you this small girl, see the we get. So she also needs protection. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we see if we can speak to the PRO. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be...
Ladies and gentlemen, who can make time stand still forever? Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abby?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink.
Huh?
No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be,
yeah. I just said, look, I give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
Wait, I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
Final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
how many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
Not just where, but who wouldn't you want to work with?
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Laifa had a very, very interesting.
You wouldn't want to work with who?
Not
There's no
disrespect.
judgment.
No, and I
Oh, they'll
respect,
judge you
I
definitely,
respect
but we won't
this
judge
certain
you.
type of people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
Resentment from
on
who?
you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. My just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it or not, but if I find out,
When they're nice divorcees.
I would just
What
be.
if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll just drop my resignation letter, no matter the amount you're paying me.
So it's more passive-aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
See this one.
Because you cannot be passing me in the morning, afternoon. I can say, oh, hi, yeah, I'm working. Oh, yeah, take 100 naira,
It's
take
your
10K,
employer, not your sugar
take
daddy,
15K. You don't have to be my sugar daddy or sugar mommy. See, the way you treat others is the way they will treat you outside. And if you cannot treat your workers well, They are not a good boss. You cannot be dashing me small thing or giving me donuts when I'm working. You are not a good boss.
Ladies and gentlemen, Comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Benga Dainka, the first. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Benga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for Inter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a trip, a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm told we have the PRO, Police Lagos Command.
Fantastic.
Benjamin Hudain will be on the phone. Good morning, sir. Are you there? Hello, sir. Okay, I'm told the connection is not right just yet. Someone was going to say something earlier. Talk about on this matter.
So, one of the things that I love about Nigeria is that we honor wealthy people. It's part of our problems as well, because people that have money feel like you can buy justice. You buy people, you pay for police, you pay for security, you pay to be the dawn of the environment. And that's part of our problem, because this man didn't personally have to beat up the girl. He just gave the order. So at the end of the day, he might escape that. He didn't know, they were just being loyal to him and they were the ones that beat up the girl. People within the area feel, some people take it upon themselves like we're defenders of this, our benefactor. And they might end up, and you know what Mayam said, that they might end up feeling like you have reported our benefactor, now our benefactor has been arrested, you will have no peace.
Deal with you.
So the issue goes beyond, this is one case of how, when we don't strengthen our judiciary, or when we don't have a proper punitive system, these are the different heads, Hydra heads of the situation. So how do we prevent other parts of this? Is that when you go back to the core of it, no human being, because you're very rich, should be able to have what happened with Burna Boy a few years ago. Burna Boy was trying to toast somebody in the club. They said the person is already married. Burna Boy's security aide shot. There was a gunshot. Somebody got injured. It wasn't him that did the gunshot. It was somebody, is his aide. So we have these powerful men that have people around them who, in trying to protect them, can beat you, can push you, can harm you. Who do we now hold responsible? Do we hold the person that has the security men, or we hold the security men that they were being overzealous?
See, I like, while we were talking, something just dropped in my mind, but let me take Hassan's call first. Good morning, Hassan. Are you there?
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Please, you see, this problem is a problem. It's a national problem. Yeah. And it's about corruption in the system. Corruption with the law enforcement, corruption with the society. Look, here in Lagos, it is better we say it now. Some people feel that because they are indigents in this Lagos, they can do and undo in their area. And you see them harassing women, doing whatsoever they like. And here at the same level, You see people because they think they have money. They have all these area boys around them. They can do and undo in these labors. It is high.
Thank you so much. I was saying that while you're speaking, I was remembering the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, where you know that it is pertaining to the psychology of people, what motivates people to do things. Yeah. And when you have that basic shelter, food, clothing, where there's somebody who provides it for you, that person gives you the motivation, because that person is where you fight and defend it. Same way the average American will fight for the American dream. They have no clue anything else. They don't want to know if they're living in one big mansion. They have the basics. They have a decent house. They can afford their car. They will say, I am an American with passion. They say with the confidence. It's the same desire. It's the same. It's the person who's providing. So that for us, they are loyal for life. So the same thing is when we're loyal to the state, we're loyal to our local government, we're loyal to the country. So we need to bring that to the larger society. How do politicians begin to get us to be loyal to them, not the dons, not the various guys, the rich guys?
How do politicians get us to be loyal to the government?
Let me let you take that in for a second while I take the PRO. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us. We wanted to just get some clarity. So we already have an idea the updates so far on this case in particular. But one of the things BC mentioned earlier that were confused is the article says, or the report said, that the DPO has been dismissed. Could you tell us what dismissal means?
Well, the word dismissal did not come from me. People just decided to use that. And what I said was that the DPO has been relieved of his posting. Okay. And that means it ceases to be the DPO of that division. And the new DPO will be posted there while he will be redeployed.
Okay.
Deployed to where, sir?
So we will deploy to do the same things elsewhere.
Excuse me.
Did you get that?
Hello?
Would he be redeployed to do the same thing elsewhere?
To be redeployed
right, as a DPO.
Sorry, say that again.
Would he be redeployed to be DPO elsewhere to do the same exact thing?
Same job.
Well, that's preemptive to say he would do the same exact thing, but he won't be redeployed as a DPO. He ceases to be a DPO for now. He will be redeployed elsewhere for another assignment, not that of a DPO.
Okay.
Okay, so let me even understand, in your investigations, I don't know how much of it you can tell us, in your investigation, was the DPO directly involved with what happened? Or this is just a punitive measure that you give to, like the head of a station for maybe not keeping his eyes open when he should have?
No, this is because the DPO was privy to everything that happened. Okay. Everything happened under his direct supervision. So it's safe to say it was part of the whole thing.
Okay. So I wanted to ask if there's any plan for protection for the young lady in question. If there's any form of police protection, understanding how our society works and the fact that some people may decide to take it upon themselves to punish her for coming out.
Well, it is our mandate to protect life and property. So it's all about risk assessment. If it comes to light, if we come across the information that her life is at risk in whatever way, we are duty bound to protect her. So we are not ruling that out. And we are also open to getting complaints or information from her. The moment we can establish that her life is in danger, definitely we will protect her.
Okay. Her life will be in danger well, I won't say in danger. I would say her life would be complicated by not only the loyalists of the person who perpetrated, but also maybe those who are who feel some sort of way about the DPO that has just been dismissed from, you know, that posting. So how do you even guarantee her safety from other police officers that may think she spoke too much?
Well, the answer I gave earlier still suffices. That the moment it's established that she's in danger, maybe from people or from even police officers, we'll do everything within our means to ensure that she's safe. Okay. And we mean that we'll do everything.
Okay, so my question is a bit I'm trying to dig into the foundation of what would have caused this. What would make a DPO sit and supervise this kind of intimidation take place to someone who is coming in as a victim to report a situation? And in my own personal analysis, which you can agree or contradict, this tends to happen when an influential person, we know police are being, a lot of police stations are being supported by private successful individuals within the area. How do we get the police officers, the DPOs, the IPOs to separate justice, the process of implementing justice from a case of, I know this person is the one that bought us this bus, that donated these toilets, that donated this one to us. How do we find that balance? What is the police doing to ensure that there is no favor to people that they have a relationship with?
Well, it's an individual thing here. This DPO compromised professionalism and
Okay, so
just hold on a bit.
Continue exactly what. Right. So we're having connection issues. We're trying to get him back.
Justice or
we didn't hear you, sir.
Lost you
Can you hear me?
We lost you. We lost you for a few moments. Start over, please.
Okay, I'm saying it's an individual thing. For this particular DPO, he decided to upturn justice and he has started paying for that. So it's not enough excuse that somebody donated something to the station and for that reason we would look the other way when the person commits an offense. So in as much as we know that we don't have all the funding we require, and in as much as we welcome donation from people, it should not be at the expense of professionalism.
Right.
So anybody who does that will pay for it.
All right, Pierre, let me say that I personally am proud of the work you have done concerning this case. I think is worth highlighting, and I think is a good job. However, my concern is that there are other, I think there's a phrase for the desk that is in charge of this in every police station. Nima talks about it all the time. There's a particular desk in almost every station that is supposed to handle these kinds of cases. My question, therefore, is that how well are they trained to receive complaints such as this? Because we have situations where when somebody brings a complaint, either they serve as counselors, they can, what happened with your husband and your wife? What happened here? They try to be the ones who are giving their own personal experiences, not being professional. How equipped are they to handle a girl coming to accuse somebody of harassment? What exactly are they supposed to do to protect young people who approach them from cases like this?
Well, it's work in progress. They do training every now and then, and we have so many NGOs supporting this. I must particularly mention the British Council. They gather these officers and give them training every now and then. And on a daily basis, most of these officers do the right thing. But, you know, because it's the right thing, it's not newsworthy, we don't get it. And for the few ones who go against the norms,
Okay, that's the point.
Guy, your internet is not working now.
It's not our own.
It's not our internet, it's their internet. It's from the IG's internet. Okay, so we'll try to get him back. We're told that, because I actually had another question concerning, I was going to ask him, but let me go on a quick break. Let's see if we can do the connection. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
If you see his face, you can call him on phone.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, You can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Per. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, but you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play now.
They will not
somebody cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed too. The team that you're supporting. And
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, that's last.
Charlie? Cheers, Charlie.
Ask questions, and if it's something that I saw coming, I may not even ask questions. I may even tell you I saw this.
What if it's in person? But then, would it make a difference where? So like, this person might just say, you people can just be on 3rd Milan Bridge on a bike, and the person say, babe, I cannot do it again, and you lose range. So what would change? What would change the scenario? Like, does it matter where? Do you want to have like a fancy dinner, like the film you were mentioning?
No, like finding up
and
you
then, or do you want to be on the street?
Don't carry me go fancy dinner.
Or you might just una dey run for treadmill.
Or you na dey jog.
Don't tell you lose for your web.
Now I don't turn attempted murder.
So which would it be? Because I'm like, in person, you have the closure that you want and the few injuries.
Guys, that's one place. It could be inside the car. You can sit inside the car.
Why car? Why not bike?
Who will be driving?
Why bike?
Who will be driving at this
The car will
point?
be stationary.
Pray I'm not the one driving.
The car
Just
will be
pray.
stationary.
Because I go master. You can't be telling me like I'm going to drive near water.
All
of you consider.
Ladies and gentlemen, multiple award-winning actor, producer, ambassador of Edo people, we have Etinosa Idemudia in the building.
Not be first to go police station, they win the case.
Is
So
she?
you are showing yourself.
I go see as my second
You are
question.
feeling like a contact the prancing peacock. I'm about to cut your wings. Hello. Now, in the amalgamation of 1914, who was the woman who drew the line of the amalgamation? Who cut the report? Who is the person that used scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
You have done me dirty. I've marked your face. I've marked your face. If anything happened to me today,
I don't
if I don't reach my house. Anyway, I'm gonna be chauffeured, so.
You remember now, Abby? Yeah, but you never too thin. Now you remember.
Hey.
If a person who indulges habitually in watching a sexual material is called a voyeur.
That's what they're called.
It's clear so you don't go even get the next one.
Hey, a voyeur.
Voyeur.
Then go on.
What is a person who makes one
A
called?
voyeur. A voyagiste. A bon voyage.
Fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtain?
Thanks for staying with us. So we have the PRO, unfortunately had to leave because we had network issues. So I'm grateful we got the meat out of the conversation, which is the fact that the Commissioner of Police have taken up the matter. The DPO have been redeployed elsewhere, and the investigation is ongoing. That's good news, and I'm happy that that went that way. However, while we're having that conversation, I had raised the issue because somebody talked about big manism. You know, the fact that we have that. You know, this is a big man that has been able to build a bit of influence in his community and feels that, listen, what is it? Like, is it not police? We can pay the police. We can do this. Unfortunately, thank God, this case he's not able to do that. But we see that a lot in Nigeria. And then I went to, why do we have big manism? Why are people loyal to these people? You know, who influence their economic development. You know, there's somebody who is there to help you. So, and that's how we went to the Maslow law of hierarchy, where people are, the basic needs are provided. And then we wanted to widen that conversation a bit, because the reason why we have many of these little clusters of lords, of dons. Why can't you mention a don recently also? Everybody is a don because you are able to provide things to people, and that's what we need as Nigeria, where we can be loyal to our nation instead of individuals. Bishop, you're going to add to that.
Yes. So the only way we can take this out, it may not be totally, but at least we'll get to a level of maybe 50-50 or 50-70, is if the government steps in and provides the basic needs and amenities for the large populace. Why there's a lot of struggle in that survival mode. Anybody who just gives you a cup of rice suddenly becomes your Lord and Savior. You would give your life for that person. Is because we're still scrambling at a level where there is no similitude of hope. The basic, simplest things, a lot of people are struggling to even get. The air that we breathe, safe, we will soon start paying for it if care is not taken. You go outside, you know, in climes that have developed further than we are, you see that there's this sort of system that everybody seems equal. Seems. They may not be, but everybody is at a level. I gave an experience. I experienced a taxi driver in Singapore when I traveled. And the guy was so fulfilled doing his taxi driving job. He was full of smiles. He bought snacks for my son. Yes, this is somebody who is in his country doing his job. And he told me that he travels twice a year for vacation. He did not give me any of his dreams to become one big thing. He was comfortable the way he was doing his job, enjoying it, giving me examples of how the government has made it easy for them to do this and be in this space. So he's not at the survival level of we must kill ourselves to get the cup of rice. He's at a level, no, listen, no, he's at a level where everything, government is doing what it needs to be done. Everything seems okay.
Let me pause you. Allow me to pause you. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because I've spoken to some politicians who will tell you that today I become a politician. For example, I have a budget of 100 million naira for my constituency, for example.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of, let me train the youth, to empower them to be self-sufficient. They don't want that. Even if you invest that and do all that, do you know that the mother will still come tomorrow and say, please, my father died yesterday, I need money for this. It's like mentally we need handouts. We don't need you to empower us, because sometimes we feel that we want them to empower because it sounds good. Empower young people so that they can all build these things. But guess what? Those young people, you empower them, they won't come back to you the next day and they're asking you to pay for something else. Maybe they want to get married, they just had a child. A lot of people in our society, we want to be real with ourselves. What you're saying is right, though. I'm not saying it's wrong. But the reality is that where we are as a people, we prefer the handouts from the politicians, not empowerment. Some people say, I have empowered them, but they refuse to empower.
No, I disagree with you.
I'll let you disagree. It goes back to the other beggar. The man said that, I saw a video of a man who said that there was a woman that had triplets. They helped her, they raised money for her, got her a place, got the community, got them governors involved, everybody gave her money. After they did everything to this woman, someone went back on the road to go and beg.
That's a different mentality. Most Nigerians are not in that space. That's
really?
true. Yes, they are not.
So why
the people you see are people who, okay, for instance, that empowerment you're talking about, you empower them with some certain skills. There are no factories to deploy those skills. So they're back to square one. So it's not about gathering youth to say, come and learn this skill and come and learn that skill. Do they have factories to go back to? So use the resources that you have to put the factories in place. Use the resources that you have to make sure there's power supply. I can sit in my house and be selling Zobo and I will not have any need to go and meet a politician to give me a handout. Fantastic. The problem is you have in your mind. So they sit down on the table and they come up with ideas, not being in tune with the needs of the people. So you give good incentives that are not in alignment with what your people need. Find what they need, put those things in place. Everybody will sort out themselves. They are very young, intelligent, hardworking young Nigerians that are tired of, they don't want that handout.
So I really agree with you. I know that the average Nigerian person, we're not talking about the few that went to school. Even those that went to school, they want to collect, give me the bag of rice, give me the Okada, give me that, give me something. So everybody want to hold something. And if a politician, we have created big manism and not created institution. So people are loyal to a big man than to the institution. And the big men like it.
They love it.
So they love because it gives them a feeling of relevance. So the average politician in Nigeria is so important as a person, more important than the state he governs. So you are a governor, but you are more relevant than the state. You are being reminded and remembered for the kidney transplants you paid for as a governor. Should you have to pay for kidney transplant as a governor? The system should have provided for good health care for everybody. I shouldn't have to come and meet you as House of Rep member to pay for a kidney transplant, because your job was to have pressured the government to create a system, not empower one big man and one big politician.
Thank you for taking, because I want us to have real conversations here. So when you now do that and you build this, when I went to Uyo, this beautiful edifice, hospital, at that time, in your mind, you've done something for the people.
They didn't do it for the people. All of us know politicians don't build humongous facility for the people. They build it because if I don't do it, I cannot stop. Yes, and I have to get to the point that this is the building I did. We are not really dealing with the issues. On that one, I agree. We are not dealing with the issues of the people at all.
Here is where I'm going. We're all speaking on the same page, and I think we're all saying the same thing in different ways. Now, the politician, for example, make all these big promises, right? And they build this big, in their own mind, they built it. Now, you ask them, where is the doctor that will serve in this hospital? Where are the nurses that will serve in this hospital? So I hear you. They're all just projects for justice sake. However, I know of other politicians who try to train doctors, train nurses, train people. However, they prefer the handout because I have a limited budget.
A doctor preferring
I have a limited budget. That budget, I want you to create systems. But the people don't want that. They want you to pay for their father's bread, the father that died. Burials and ceremonies, wedding ceremonies, school fees, house rent. That's what Nigerians want. They want you, even though I feel like, yes, you've trained me you've sent me to school. But my father just died. I expect you to give me nothing less than $1 million.
If I don't give you what we have.
That's it's part of the problem, the mentality that we have, that we need to begin to change as a people and also the government also. Yes, Mariam.
So that's the reality on ground. The truth is, Tokwe and BC have said it all, really. I was just going to say that we have created our own system, and our own system is that we hand cash. We would rather give fish than, teach people to fish. And, when I used to hear that before, I'd be like, Why is it not just easy to teach people to fish? It's because it involves a whole lot. It involves your time, effort. It's much easier to just hand you fish and wait for you to come back and collect. When you talk about people who, even when they get training, they still come back from, for the handouts, it's because you created a system like that. So you have people who are getting the training, but they also know that there's a system. If I know this person, if I move up the line a bit, if I call this person, I'll get a handout. If it wasn't there, would they, we will not apply that, we will not go that route. We'll go the route of going through a training or any other empowerment programs that that is provided. There's something that BC said that I find profound, which is you build all these things, you give people, you give them all this training, but you're doing it without any acknowledgement of the realities on ground. So you've built a hospital. Meanwhile, everybody here has not been able to finish secondary school because they could not even buy jam forms and things like that. So where are you going to get these doctors and nurses? Then you say, oh, these people are lazy, I have to bring people from other states to do it. Because their governor has paid for jam forms or has encouraged going to schooling by making sure there's food in, things like that, paying their parents' salaries on time, they're able to send their children to school. So these are the things. What are the actual problems in our communities? What do we need to do step by step first before we get to the big, elephant projects that we have? I know of a company that built schools for an administration that, that's passed. Beautiful, huge schools. But no students went there. It's not that there are children that are not out of school. There are, but you build them so far away from them. The children have to pay to get to those schools. By the time the schools open, because you are also keeping it for a certain time to commission it, it was run down before. So really, we are a selfish set of people, all of us, in one way or the other, and we can do better.
Let me take this call from Ajike. She's calling from Lekki. Good morning, Ajike. Sorry for keeping you.
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I really commend all you ladies. I've been following you for years. It's
Thank
like
you.
a religion to me.
Thank you.
Now, I'm sorry. I've been calling during the time you were talking with the police.
Yes,
boss,
go ahead.
but I couldn't get through.
It's okay.
I just want to chip in this. I live in between Aja and Ado. And I have discovered that the police, especially on Monday mornings, they will put out female officers, maybe like 8 at a time on that road, at an axis in which whoever is going out can never escape them. And they are there extorting money. I am retired. I don't go out every morning. But I have seen them on the very few Monday mornings at which I had to go to
Which
my
area
doctor.
exactly, ma? So we are very specific in the feedback to the PRO. Which area is specific? Between Aja and Ado. Where exactly?
Between Aja and Ado roundabout.
Ado roundabout, okay.
Yes, in between Aja and Ado roundabout. They stationed themselves somewhere there. Anyway, the saddest part of it was that like 2 weeks ago, my niece was to catch a flight. And unfortunately, her sister that was carrying her to the airport forgot her driving license in her church bag the day before. But every other document was perfect. These people delayed them because they had a load of people packed off the road and they were escorting from one to the other. In short, she had to pay 30,000 after being delayed for a long time from that spot. She said they were all females that I have seen before, and yet her sister missed the flight to travel, which was very devastating. And that trip was very important. I have seen them, encountered them twice on a Monday morning, coming from my doctor, not well. They packed me off the road. They will threaten you in any form. I had to tell the lady that, you know what, I want to use a toilet, which was true. And I showed that all the papers were on the seat next to me.
All right. Thank you very much, madam. I think we've gotten the feedback, which we'll definitely pass on. I know it's wrong and it's illegal to drive without driver's license. I mean, because I know even abroad, when I was stopped, trust me, that whole day just messed up. You pay a serious fine. So we shouldn't be driving. And whenever I get to that situation, I beg. Me, I shouldn't be begging. I should follow this. But it's important.
Yes,
listen, but it's important to note that we should always have that other soft copy in the car. It's important as evidence. But either way, you shouldn't delay the persons. Either you take them to the station.
And the ticket was paid into a private account, not into the personal account.
Either you take them to the station, you follow them to the station, or you that are going to the plane and to the airport, you leave the driver, go take a taxi, and then let the person delay. So
it's faster for them to just
I'm just saying that there are two sides of every story. Yes, there's a side of our own part and there's a side of the police. But she's right. Those people in that Aja and Ado roundabout must be accosted by the police. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Hot. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So, have you ever wondered what happened?
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, bro, you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play now.
They will not
Somebody cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed though. The team that you're supporting. And
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, that's last.
Charlie? Cheers, Charlie.
It's not just where, but who wouldn't you want to work with?
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Laifa had a very, very interesting...
You wouldn't want to work with who?
Not
There's no judgment.
No, and I
Oh,
respect,
they'll judge you
I
definitely,
respect
but we won't
this
judge
certain type of people. people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
resentment
on you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. Mom just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it, but if I find out,
when they are nice divorcees,
I would just.
What if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll not drop my resignation letter, no matter the amount you're paying me.
So it's more passive-aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, we had tried to wrap up on the other topic. So the bottom line is that we need to have proper institutions so that Nigerians and people can be loyal to institutions and not individuals. That's really the crux of that conversation. But now we have a new segment, and it's our sponsor segment. We have with us the Managing Director, Extra Large Farms, Dr. Muji Davids. She'll be here talking about her farming business. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
To have you again.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, nice to have to be here one more time.
Right. So, Extra Large Farms. Last time you were here, we learned about the organization. Tell us how is that going? Tell us about the Extra Large Farms.
Basically, if you hear about Extra Large Farms, we're talking about food first. We're talking about food. We're talking about farming. We're talking about health, because remember I linked your health to eating healthy, living healthy, and just basically just being on the natural state. Then we talk about empowerment, financial empowerment. So Extra Large Farms is all about redefining, agriculture in Nigeria. We're wearing a new apparel, on agriculture in Nigeria and Africa generally. So when you hear about Extra Large Farms, just always remember it's all about food, farming, health, and empowerment.
Amazing. I heard that you've recently introduced something called agricultural tourism. Could you explain to us how that fits into farming?
Into farming. Thank you. Extra Large Farms is a value-adding, organization. Is not just about farming the way you know about it. So we're always looking at how we can add more value. You want to wear a new apparel for something. People already have a conception about farming as a dirty job, never do well, blah, blah, blah. So we are trying to rebrand, so to say. So we bring in agricultural tourism. Now, you want somebody to love farming, you want somebody to love agriculture, but you're always painting a bad picture about it. Then it's not going to fly. So what we do is we create a very conducive, fun, inviting environment at our farms so that people can come in, just come to play. Just come on holidays. Then you can now make up your mind whether you want to be a farmer or not. Because by the time you're seeing what is already on ground, nobody will preach to you about becoming a farmer. So that's the perspective we've come in, we've brought into agriculture. We call that agricultural tourism. And if you check well, in some advanced countries of the world, you see that they're netting in a lot, basically from the tourism, sector. But, tourism is just generally about holidaying and all that. But this time around is linked to agriculture. So you're coming to a farm for a visit. You're coming to a farm on holidays, but you're seeing the farm setup and everything. Name it, the animal husbandry, the crops, the fishery. But at the other side, you're enjoying so much comfort.
Okay, so it would not involve me also getting on the farm and...
Yeah, you will see the farm. You will be able to go on some farm tours, but you will still enjoy yourself like you are on another planet. So that's what we're doing.
Amazing. I've had that experience somewhere in Abuja, and it was really interesting and new to come to a farm for vacation. But I know that you're organizing a business masterclass to celebrate International Workers' Day. Tell us about it.
Thank you so much. So it's still linked to the agricultural tourism. to the glory of God, presently we have over 100,000 members of extra large farms, not only in Nigeria but all over the world. And as we are celebrating the International Workers' Day, it happens to be our 8th annual Members' Day as well. So we're thinking about how can we further empower our people, how can we further create, a platform for financial empowerment. And we have created a very solid platform for people to attain a high level of empowerment from agricultural tourism. For example, you have, in a year, we don't have less than 50 to 60,000 children visiting our farms for farm excursions.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And we don't have less than maybe 10,000 families, just coming to the farm. They just want to spend the weekend, and all that. So for somebody who's watching me right now, how can you make money off that? How can you be a part of that? Oh, you don't want to be the practical farmer who is farming this and this, that, but you can plug into the agricultural tourism sector. At our farms, for example, you can own your own house. Inside the farm, you can own a small cottage, or you can even lease, or you can just, there are so many. Connecting to the farm, for example, as a member of Extra Large Farms, you get to earn as people are visiting the farm. So we are explaining all this. We are unveiling the secret gold mine in agricultural tourism to our people on that day, the 1st of May, just next week, Monday.
Right.
So people who come there will be able to see a new, side, a new opportunity being unveiled to them and how you can make the most of it. The thing that thrills me most about this business luncheon is that it's not for any class of people. It's not like, oh, it's for the rich, oh, it's for the middle class, or it's for everybody. So you have money to start up a business, or you've been looking at what can I do as a worker. You are somewhere in the paid employment right now, you're in the business, and you're looking at another stream of income. We are presenting that to you from agri-tourism with Extra Large Farms. You don't have anything. You're still believing God for, how can you begin to make some money? We have people, I just told you about our excursions, and we have people earning in 6 digits on just one visit.
Wow.
So, and you don't need any money, you don't need any capital to start up that. So all those things we are going to be unveiling to people, teaching people at the business luncheon on Monday.
So can you
as we
give us
celebrate our
details
members
of the business luncheon itself? How can someone who's watching right now get involved with the business luncheon, register and join?
Thank you so much. Basically, that program is supposed to be exclusively for extra large members. But because it's International Workers' Day, we're opening our doors and we're welcoming everybody. It's happening live at Eco FM Hall, Agidingbi, Ikeja. That's on Monday, the 1st of May, and it's by 11 a.m. Basically, you're supposed to pay, to get an invite. But for the first 200 people who are watching this right now, you will not need to pay a dime. Courtesy of
ladies of your
fine ladies in the building.
So how do they reach you then? So
you just need to begin to send invite me. Just say invite me, either by WhatsApp or by call, or you can just to the numbers on the screen: 0913 428 7656. So you can call that number, but basically just send invite me, so we can book, we can reserve a seat for you, and you won't need to pay a kobo.
So let me give you an example, because there are people listening to you right now, they're thinking agricultural tourism, they're still not very clear. So is it like you build a house, like a hostel, you build within the farm? So when people come in, they pay for that hostel, I get rent, or is it that I own a farm? Is it that, what are the opportunities available? You want to wait till Monday to tell us that?
Okay, let me just give you a little idea. Okay, so the farm, excuse me, the farm is presently the location is called the Extra Large Agri-Tech City. It's at Ogun State, and it's sitting on about 3,000 acres of land. So, but when you come, you see a vast area of farmland and everything, but you also get to, see a very comfortable accommodation, aspect. So when you come around, you can have a good place to sleep. You will almost be asking yourself, am I still in Nigeria or I'm somewhere else? But apart from that, we are brought injected into it some form of health issues. So you're coming also for your health, you're coming for mental wellness, you're coming, to just get your vision back, So, and then, for example, you have body pains and all that. We don't need to even do the normal massage for you by going on the 10 minutes camel ride. I tell you.
I like that.
I tell you. You go on the 10-minute camel ride, your body cannot be the same again. So those are different, and then you're eating anything from the farm, for example. You're eating fresh. You're pointing at the fish, the chicken, the whatever you want, and they're preparing for you. You want to eat some vegetables, the harvesting is straight away, and you're just taking it fresh, from some fresh air, amidst making money. That's the most interesting part. So you think you're holidaying, you think you're enjoying yourself, but at the same time, you're being financially empowered.
See, this is your nails. Do you get dirty? Do you ever get dirty at all? This is your fine nails.
I told you the secret. When we have to get dirty, we get dirty. You won't want to see me when I'm dirty at the farm. But thank God for technology right now. So it's not all the farmers that have to
manually involved.
Yes, you still have to, but at least to a certain level.
Okay, what would the people coming to listen to the business masterclass, what would they be benefiting? What would they be getting?
Oh my God. What would they be benefiting? A total change of mindset. You're coming to be financially empowered, irregardless of your level. You are high class, you're middle class, you're low class. Everybody needs more money. Everybody needs some means of extra source of income. So you're coming to get that. You're coming also to prepare for your future. Because whatever you're doing now, you're young, you're active in service, one day you're going to retire. How can you begin to plan your retirement? A business you can fall down on. You have some farmland somewhere, you have some, following, like I always say, the problem of Nigeria is not whether we have land. It's about putting our lands to effective and profitable use.
That's a good place you went to, because a lot of people reach out to me that they have land and they want farm to take place, and I say I don't offer that service. So do you
offer? By coming around, we're going to show you how you will be able to put your land into practical, effective use profitably. You're learning that something you can do for yourself, for your children, against your future. And you also want to be a part of the Agri-Tech City project we're running right now. You can own your home, you can lease a home, you can just have your space, and you can also get connected to the family of eating healthy. Don't forget that's our major vision at Extra Large Farm. So you're getting connected to where you can just have direct access to your food as it's coming straight from the farm. And most of this food for our members even comes free. Yeah. So there are some secrets that we're going to be unveiling on that day. Yeah.
So if I'm an investor, for example, and I'm thinking, are you open to investors who are interested in maybe the amusement parks? Because the kids, when they go for things like this, sometimes when they see one or two animals, they're done. Kids love animals. Don't let me say that. But there's some kids that just want the fun amusement park. Is that part of you? Is that also in your own farm, or is that something you hope to have?
As a matter of fact, we have a team from Thailand, and we are having a very wonderful amusement park there. We have cinemas right in the farm. We have a very large Olympic-sized swimming pool right in the farm. Okay. You have all this, your Jurassic Adventure, 7D movies right in the farm. So it's not just about coming to see some mangoes,
it's Disney World,
and some bananas and so on. So you're going to see that side, and then you see another side. You will just be blown away.
Yeah, that makes sense, because as you're saying, you want to encourage people to
so we want to attract as many people as possible. When you see what farming is like now, then nobody will need to beg you, come and become a farmer. And the wonderful part of it is that on that day we're launching our holiday club. We call it the Extra Large Holiday Club. So by joining that club, you will be able to, first we're giving you a free holiday treat. For just joining the club on that day. We give you a free holiday treat. You can come with your family.
Where is the family?
The city is towards Idiroko in Ogun State.
Okay.
It's about 40 minutes drive from. It's about 40 minutes drive from Covenant University in Ottawa.
Okay, that's
so it's a very good location.
Go ahead.
Plus, you don't need to bother coming there. Just give us a call. Just wish.
Don't tell me.
I just wish to be at Extra Large Agri-Tech City, and somebody will be at your door.
Wow.
To pick you there.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
Please,
are you
kidding me?
I mean, we take you there.
A lot of thought has gone.
You enjoy yourself when you're going back home.
I'm sorry, Maria, but summer is around the corner. Families are looking for places to go.
Oh my
That's somewhere we can actually bring our kids over for the summer.
I'm telling you, you're
covered.
made. Okay, let's do this. So for all the ladies on the
we are six.
right
We are six.
you already have a free ticket.
Oh my
God!
Auntie, calm down. We have 4 children, 3 children here. Can you accommodate us?
No problem.
We are 6 of us.
No problem.
Fantastic.
No problem. So you're coming around and you're just enjoying yourself. So you're getting a free holiday treat for joining the club, and then you can now make business out of
that
holiday club.
How many days?
No, it depends on
you. Cannot do more than 1 weekend.
Depends on
now weekend.
No, when you come to that farm, if you're booked to stay there for 2 days, I tell you, you won't want to go.
You want to do 1 week.
Okay, let's call you up, Mara.
Yeah, I was going to ask, you know, you were talking about how farming is done now, and there's some words I hear now that are related to farming, hydroponics.
Yeah.
So, like, what is this? Where have we gone?
Yeah, aquaponics, hydroponics and all that. But to be honest, you know, I'm not a wasteful person. And I believe in, you know, managing every resource that comes to your hand. Hydroponics and all that is good. They are very good. I've been to South Africa, you know, Canada and all those places where they practice those things. Now, we are more privileged than them. Yeah, it's a new way of farming. No arguments. But
without
we have
soil.
land.
We have
Good that is just wasting. We have not yet harnessed all the opportunities. What are we doing with our land?
Okay, I must ask this question because Nigerians are very spiritual people. I know we have to ask this spiritual question. I hope they are not vultures waking up in the morning.
Excuse me.
Vultures.
No. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Let me rephrase.
Please.
I hope they are not demonic birds that wake you up because they're in the farm.
Excuse me.
I'm just telling you, spiritual. I'm not saying that that's my own thinking. No.
Thank you for
Nigerians are like that.
Security, please.
Security is different, but it's the
spiritual
animalistic.
He just wants Maria to
Nigerians will be scabashi.
Haven't I done it? Haven't I spoken enough about this subject matter?
Calm down. Listen, it's not about Murayo. I like to speak for Nigerians, not about me. It's not about
Nigerians have heard me. They call me. They tell me
that in that space that will see snake. Say, blood of Jesus. Please, what kind of animals are we expecting and not expecting in this farm?
You're going to see all sorts of animals, but they are not endangered species. Okay, and I like the way you brought in spirituality into it, because even right there at the farm at Agritech City, we have, though that's just coming up, so we're building a mini Israel, so that when you come around, I love that. Mini Israel, you need that. Go to Israel.
There's no need to go to
So if you're coming for a spiritual holiday, you just want to be alone with God, you know, and
what are
pray.
Muslims?
Yes.
It's mini Israel.
Yeah, even in Israel, you know, you can't be a Kudus in Islam without visiting Israel. So we have a mini Israel, we have a mini Jordan.
Universe people.
Mini Jordan. Yeah, they'll be connecting to the
universe. Direct connection. But I mean, I asked that question because I know that there are people who are very spiritually inclined. I'm wondering, I'm scared of the spiritual because once you hear a bird sing in the morning, you're scabashi. Where am I? So let us be very careful.
No, it's not in the bush.
Okay, it's not in the bush.
Yeah, it's a modern.
I'd like to see the place. I like to see it.
You're invited. You have
I know, I got it.
So just let me know. Make up your minds. From June 12th, we're going to open the place officially on the 12th of June. We were at a smaller facility before at Saltwater, but now we have moved. It's not really about blowing, we are blown, amen. But, you know, it's about space, you know, expansion and all that.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I think I need to say the venue of the program.
Please say it again.
So the event is coming up on the 1st of May at Echo FM Hall, just opposite Coca-Cola.
Agidimbi, right here.
In Ikeja, yes. And the time is 11 a.m., no African time.
Please take a picture of the information on TV so that you don't lose it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and like I promise, for the first 200 people who are going to invite me to the number displaying on the screen right now, I'll say it again. It's going to be absolutely free for you. Plus, you will even have a taste of what we produce at Extra Large and get all the opportunities about, you know, eating healthy, making money, and everything.
There's many menu. Item 7, you know, Nigerians, we don't hear the item 7, they won't come for you. Is there item 7?
Item 7, yeah, we produce food. So you're going to have a taste of what we
give them rice package on you. Fantastic.
But you're eating what we're producing from the farm.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
So the number once again, 0913 428 76 or just visit our website on
www.extralargefarms. Oh, well done. Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank
But
you.
everything is really extra. Amen.
Extra.
Amen. Thank you.
You know, when we go, we'll tell them how it is.
Yeah.
That is all we can take from this farmer conversation. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.